Dozens enter the bunker, but only one can leave. Who's it going to be? We're about to find out here with Fear the Walking Dead. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, and it's time for episode 13 of season 3. This one is called This Land is Your Land. And at the moment, the majority of the people on the ranch are all occupying the same bit of land, and that is the bunker. They're in this little pantry. There's not a lot of oxygen in the air. We've got people that are sick, people that are bit, people that have fucking no names and are simply there just to die. And we've got Alicia, who will probably be the last woman standing, because let's be honest, there's no one else.
There's no one else to carry this team, this absolute job squad. And also what's unbelievable is every single person that was at this camp ran in here.
Yeah, so it just goes to show you how good the camp is, how good the ranch is. We get them all in this little pantry, and it's like a who's who of fucking no names. I mean, they try and start having some woman have intellectual and personal conversations with Alicia, but they're doing this just so that she can die like 20 minutes later, and we're supposed to care. Oh, Alicia liked this woman. No, Alicia didn't even fucking know this woman's name, for God's sake. So they're in the pantry. We've got Alicia. We have
Crazy Dog.
Ophelia. We've got Crazy Dog. And we also have Blake, whose name we barely know, but he is called Blake, and he is stealthily examining a bite wound on his stomach. And I'm thinking, what is there here to examine? Like, what's he hiding? You know, once you're bit, you're practically fucking dead. It's in an area where he can't exactly chop off a limb. So what is the point? He can hide it from Alicia, but it's not going to change the fact that he's done. He's finished. He's dead.
Yep, it's all over. Bite wound on the stomach's the worst place to get it. I mean, it has to be a limb, has to be a leg.
Blake is going to flake.
Blake, yeah, put a flake in your 99p ice cream, son, because I think it's all over. But I look at this group, and I just see, right, everyone's going to die here, but not literally everyone's going to die.
I died with that ice cream flake 99 joke, but let's carry on.
Wait, you tell you what, right, this show feels like it's done on a 99p budget at times, because this episode for me was really dragging it. Like, why did everyone run into a confined space? Say the Fent even did work. Like, is 200 of them, or 50 of them down here really the best idea?
Well, I guess it's safer than being out in the open and having been attacked by the walkers, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, you run the risk of a mutiny going down there, and I mean, if people are bit, which was realistically a very high option because I mean, you look at the entire place, it got overrun. People are going to be bit, and that's exactly the conundrum here, because the Fent, it ain't working. There's no oxygen getting in. We have 2 hours before the carbon dioxide kills everyone.
We got a lot of mouths, we got a lot of nostrils, but we don't have a lot of oxygen. So, Ophelia and Crazy 8, or Crazy Dog, whatever this guy is called.
I wish it was Crazy 8.
I wish it was Crazy 8. Walker's number 2, they decided they're going to go on a mission to try and get the Fent working. They're going to try and get the oxygen levels back up or whatnot. Alicia is left to deal with basically all the no names, Blake by her side, and Blake and Alicia, they want people to come forward, because basically they've determined, look, there's too many mouths here, and the longer these people breathe the air, the less air there's going to be for the healthy people to breathe in. So Alicia comes up with a plan to essentially kill everyone who's been bitten. Now, no one's coming forward, and I mean, I guess I don't blame them, because
You'd rather as much time as you want on the earth.
They probably don't want put fucking down. But Blake steps up and he shows that he's been bitten. He's like, look, guys, I'm done. Who wants to be done with me? And then we start getting people coming forward. I would say we probably get about 15 people, 20 people come forward. They then go into like this wee separate part of the bunker. And Alicia basically says, look, we've got morphine here. We'll just inject you. You won't feel anything. In fact, it'll feel great. You'll just like drift off to the other side, and that'll be it. And then I'll stab the fuck out your head with this knife. Now, if Nick was here, he'd have probably said, sign me up. Nick would have probably ran out and got bit on purpose just so he could have got a shot of the morphine.
He probably would have, because he probably got a wee whiff of it from outside. That's why he made sure him and Troy had to fucking help them.
Yeah, now speaking of Nick, him and Troy try and infiltrate the bunker. They're trying to... I guess, saved the day, that even though Troy pretty much caused all of this.
He wasn't allowed, though, to bury his brother. Nick was like, yeah, forget, I know I killed your brother, pretty much, but here, Troy, reel it in.
I killed your daddy. I essentially killed your brother, but fuck it. Forget about your family. I need your help to save mine.
Let's save the people that ruined your life, Troy, and, banished you for the fucking place.
So they get to a ranch, and I guess their big plan is to get inside the helicopter. But they get inside the helicopter, and then not a lot else happens. They're just trapped there. And the helicopter starts smoking up. So this is not a good position for them to be in. The window gets broken too by a walker, and we see a walker begin to climb in. So it doesn't look good for Troy and Nick. Troy's like, hey, I got one bullet left, Nick. And obviously it's the bullet that Walker gave him. And Troy's like, you can pick who lives, who dies.
Nice wee line there. I actually like these two as a duo.
I do as well. I think it's been probably the best thing about the second half of this season. I was beginning to think, I genuinely did think this season 3 would go downhill in the second half. I actually think it's been all right. I think it's been decent, yeah. So, and I think these two are a big part of it. What I would say is you take away Nick and Troy and
we've got serious problems.
Yeah, then you might have serious problems. Inside the bunker, though, Alicia, with Blake's help, she's putting down these people, and it comes down to just Blake and Blake. 1 minute Blake's talking to Alicia, and the next minute he's like basically half dead. He's passing out. Alicia injects him with the morphine, and then she kills Blake, and that's Blake done.
It was such a heart-wrenching scene.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Blake.
Yeah, so I want to say that I felt really bad here for Blake, but they didn't really do anything with this guy until this episode.
No.
He was like a background character. By background character, I mean this guy was no better than, let's say, for example, Morales' wife in season 1. Someone who you see but you don't hear from. I'd say that's actually a good
I think The
description.
Walking Dead does an incredibly piss-poor job in making you feel sorry for people who don't have much screen time. I think you can watch movies, right? And you can see like a 2-minute scene, and I think you can feel for people.
I agree.
I think The Walking Dead, like, the easiest way for me is, like, families.
Right,
see some guy having, like, his kid gets bit or he gets bit.
Do you not think The Walking Dead's terrible at that, though, with just not building up characters that happen to be in a certain community or a certain group?
Yes.
They're literally just there in the background. For example, look at From. We watched From. I'm not saying I like everybody that's trapped in that town, but the ones with fucking names all sort of have a character.
Yep.
And they all sort of have a purpose, even if they don't get that much screen time. But you look at this Blake guy, and he was literally, I think his only purpose was to end up bitten in this episode. So he dies. Alicia's killed everyone. Good for her. We see Ophelia and Crazy Dog attempting to crawl through the ventilation shaft to try and get to the vent and whatnot, and try and get the oxygen back up and running. She says we need to drop down. It's a big drop, so we need to turn around. He tries to turn around, but because it's a short space, he's getting stuck. He's getting a bit claustrophobic, and he just gets like PTSD from the war. But she manages to calm him down. They take a drop. They're trying to fix a vent. And the next minute, a walker out of absolutely fucking nowhere. I don't even know where this. I think maybe this was stuck in the vent.
It was.
Was this walker?
My problem with this scene is, so Crazy Dog falls. His arse goes. He got Ophelia bit here. Spoiler alert, she gets bit. This is how she died. I mean, Daniel in the next episode can blame Madison or whatever, but this is Crazy Dog.
Oh, hold on. If he passed it, I mean, is it really his fault?
Come on, fucking war veteran in Iraq. I'd expect a wee bit more.
No, I know, but it's like, it's not like he jobbed out or he ran away. I think if someone genuinely passes out, like, it's a wee bit hard to be like, fuck you bastard, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, Daniel's pretty unreasonable, so...
Yes, no, Daniel probably would have tortured this guy.
This guy's lucky he's the wrong side of white, or else he'd probably fucking dropped him.
Yeah, he'd have been taking the fucking skin off his arm. Anyway, yeah, so Alicia actually gets bit here. We don't find it out until later, but what we do know is that the ventilation is up and working again. But before they could get it up and working, we seen Alicia kind of pass out, and other people in the pantry were passing out, and this meant that Alicia was now trapped with dead people, but not a couple of dead. Everyone that was in the pantry, in the bunker with Alicia, fucking turned. It's like, what the hell? How did this even happen?
Yeah, like, how can she be the only one to live?
The 1 minute she's having a conversation with this old woman, and this old woman's talking about her husband and telling Alicia that she needs to live her life and giving her this, advice that doesn't work in a post-apocalyptic world. But yeah, so they're having this conversation. Then the next minute, Alicia falls asleep. She wakes up and everyone is turning. Everyone is dead. Literally everybody. There's no other survivors. There's no one to help Alicia. It's not like Alicia and a couple of others against the undead. It's Alicia versus everybody in this pantry.
They had supplies in here. They had guns, melee weapons. Were they not at least going to try and fight their way out before they just lay there and fucking died?
I agree. Now, Alicia sees that her friend, the old woman, is not breathing or whatnot. She's passed out or dead. I don't know. She drags her into this, this part of the pantry that's separate with a door. Then she closes the door behind her. She has, a rifle, and she starts shooting the undead that's coming towards her. But before that, she had to use, melee weapons, and she was, attacking them. And then they bust through the door, and at this point, I'd say Alicia's probably taken out about at least 10 undead here, and in a close space, so could easily get bit, but she seems to overpower all the walkers. She doesn't get bit. Then she's got, her melee weapon, and she's just, basically killing them all. And then, when it looks like maybe there's too many and that Alicia could be in trouble, the door opens. Madison walks in, a couple of walkers get dropped, and she goes, Alicia. And Alicia turns around and she looks at Madison, that's it.
If we had a worst actress or actor category moments, she would be top 5 every week. This is incredibly bad. It's almost like it's intended to be this bad.
Alicia then goes to check on her friend, but I think she's dead at this point, and she just sticks a knife in her. They take Alicia outside. They've also rescued Nick and Troy, but we didn't get to see that either, so
no.
Bit of a letdown. The last time we seen those two, they were in this helicopter and it was smoking and there was walkers climbing through the window.
Well, we didn't miss much. It would have just been Nick.
Yeah, I know, but at the end of the day, it's fucking Walker, Madison and Strand. And I didn't really see them with much weapons. I want to know how they took care of everybody undead. How did they take care of all the undead on the ranch? Look how much undead there was.
Strand's silky blue pajamas are pretty deathly out here.
No, but I mean, it's fucking... So, look at all the people that ran into the bunker. They couldn't take care of the problem on the ranch.
But those three could.
But those three took care of all... That doesn't make any sense.
No, nothing here made any sense.
That makes zero fucking sense. And... Look at least the people on the ranch, they had guns.
Yeah.
A lot of them were that army crew that Troy was training up, and Walker's people had weapons. But then Madison, Strand and Walker come back, appear, and all of a sudden they take down the entire fucking horde and they save the day, and that's pretty much it.
Yep, that's it. We do have Alicia as well saying that she wants to live up by herself because nowhere's safe. Ridiculous. Jake's dead as well. She wants to live in the cabin that Jake told her about. Fuck you, Alicia. Why do you think going by yourself in this world is more safer than being with a group of 10?
Yeah, she thinks safety numbers isn't real. And I tell you what, doesn't necessarily guarantee you safety, but you can't deny that there is safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Just because you're in a group doesn't mean you won't die, or some people from that group won't die. But you're much more likely to be safe living with a trustworthy group than on your own. Especially when you consider that I think Alicia's only 18 in this universe at this point in time. I mean, when the fucking thing started, she was at school.
Yep.
The world isn't really made for 18-year-old women to be on their own, outside. Never mind in a post-apocalyptic world where you're getting all sorts of fucking...
I mean, this show at this point just lacks a strong male role model.
It does.
Where's Rick? Or a Shane or someone be like, no, you're fucking coming with us.
Yeah, I just can't...
Madison's just Nick's I'm a junkie. Troy doesn't really give a fuck.
If Alicia's dad was here, would he be like, that's alright, love, you go and do your own thing. You go and take off and be on your own.
I think Travis would try and get her to come.
Probably get found by a group and get raped or whatnot.
But that's empowering. Fuck off. Come on, man. This is just ridiculous why she'd want to go do this.
Although, I suppose in Fear the Walking Dead, if Joe's group, for example, in the original Walking Dead Season 4, if they encountered Alicia would probably take care of them.
Yeah.
6-on-1.
And that's what I'd always be the most, though. It's like, it's not even like she's like a Michonne sort of character. She's like the typical fucking high school girl that, gets everything done for her by her mum and dad. And Travis.
But we've seen this episode. Oh, she came to life.
Aye.
She was a badass.
Oh, she could kill 10 walkers at once. Fucking ridiculous, man.
And kill about 10, 15, 20 dead people. So,
Alicia.
that's that. She takes off. Madison just... terrible fucking acting. Travis dies. Acting was terrible. Alicia gets saved. Acting terrible. Alicia leaves on her own. Acting terrible. Madison... I must say this Alicia Clark or whatever she's called. What's her name?
Kim Dickens.
Kim Dickinson, that's the one.
No, just Dickens, not Dickinson.
Alright, Kim Dickens. I think she is... I would say she's the worst actress that I've probably seen on...
Mainstream, proper TV, because, I mean, we've seen her in Sons, we've seen her in this. I can't recall what else I've seen her in, right? But I can guarantee you she's in other... I think she's in C Nation, is she?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But obviously... I've seen worse actors and actresses, right? See, when you see B-level movies and shit like this, low budget, obviously there's worse actors than her. But when you consider she is probably the lead in this series and got a pretty, decent role in Sons of Anarchy, and I'd say as a name, she's probably considered to be a pretty good actress. I think she fucking sucks, but whatever. Alicia leaves. Nick and Troy, they try and follow her, and then the rest of the group, Ophelia learns that Daniel's alive, and that's it. They drive off.
We drive off.
They're going to meet with Daniel.
We're going to meet with Daniel.
And they're going to get Walker not Walker, they're going to get water for a ranch that they no longer
And Walker, let's just talk about Walker. This guy is like, my people, Madison. We will kill you all if you do not supply us with water. They're all dead. Yeah, he doesn't care.
He gets back here, his people have been fucking wiped out, and he doesn't give a shit.
It sucks. We talked about it at the time. Literally everybody that's alive here is the main characters. Not one side character
survived. Now, you could argue, Madison doesn't really care about the people on the ranch.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's evident. We've seen that.
And maybe Alicia's upset that she's lost everybody and she just wants to fuck off on her own. That's fair enough, but Walker, his people were his people. They were his colour. We were blood brothers.
Yeah, his family.
They're supposed to be important to him. They weren't just people he was living with. They were supposed to be like a tribe.
Yeah.
But, there wasn't much emotion for the guy. Is what it is.
Did he even talk about it?
Not really.
But why does Alicia wake up? What about the other people? What about the fighting age men? What, do they succumb to fucking carbon monoxide? But Alicia's just fucking no sells it? Gets up. I mean, let's put it into context. Lacking oxygen, everyone else dies, but she's able to get up and fight 20 walkers.
You know what would have been realistic?
Nah.
See if there was even if it was her and some other guy from the ranch, and the guy is taking care of most of the zombies, and then he sacrifices himself for her.
Yep.
But I don't think they won't do that
strong.
because that would be a man sacrificing himself for a woman, and Alicia wouldn't be the one that's getting the kills, and someone would technically save her, and that would make her the damsel in distress. But if you're looking at it from a realistic standpoint, that probably could have worked, but we didn't get that. So
yeah, I'm gonna give this episode a 3. Honestly, I think if you just change certain things about this season, it could have been so much better. I've enjoyed some parts, but fuck, man, come on, just sort this unrealistic stuff out, man.
It was all right for me. I didn't mind it. I'll give it a 5. It was average. That's what season 3 is. It's been pleasantly average / good. Or average / decent. Whereas I was expecting it just to be poor, shit, poor. But season 3, people said it's the best season of Fear. I agree so far. I don't think this will be topped. I think this will be the best season. I can't see much happening.
Setting the bar low, folks. Anyway, that's a 4 out of 10. So until next time, this land is your land.